In last 1 year, this brand made $1.9 million in revenue. You know how much profit did this brand do? Negative $100,000. I'm gonna come to that. In last 6 years, I spent much more than $100 million on Meta ads. And this isn't my money. I'm running ads for other people. And all of this ad spend taught me some lessons. I decided to make a video where I'm going to show you 11 things I wish I knew earlier. And also these same 11 things I'm seeing people doing all over again before I join them. Let's get into it. Okay, let's start with the first one. You cannot actually guess what's going to work. I am sometimes still catching myself trying to lie to myself. Oh my god, this software, I know it's gonna work. This creative, I know it's gonna work. This product, I know it's gonna work. In reality, we can never know. We always must test stuff. I recently had a situation where I tested all of this nice stuff, right? Like, I was thinking that founder stories are gonna work, big discount hooks, so much of this, like super expensive montages. And you know, in reality, what worked for this brand? Static ad. And that's the funny part. We sometimes think that something that we put so much work in, it's actually going to deliver us result. Where in reality, just volume of testing is going to show us what's actually working. Always be humble enough to admit to yourself that you don't know what market will accept, and that the only way that you can know how Meta or Shopify or market will respond to your offer or your ad is to actually test it. Okay, second mistake. This is a mistake that I'm seeing smaller dropshippers do, and they're like testing their product and they're testing it for 3 days, 2 days, they're testing it for 1 day, shutting down the ad or changing something. Well, this is how performance usually goes. So you're usually gonna kill your ad just before it starts exiting properly learning phase. Don't do this stuff. Just spend money for a prolonged period of time and don't kill because it's not delivering you results. Focus on soft metrics. Focus on other stuff that you can control. Don't focus on sales on day one, day two, while Meta doesn't know absolutely nothing about you. Okay, number three. This is a big one. I am seeing this super often where people are having these magic numbers where they're like, oh my God, I'm testing always on $200 a day. Well, that's not a correct approach. Or even worse approach is like I'm 15 with $50 a day, $10 a day while it works. It's never gonna work like that. The idea is that different products that are costing different, that are producing different AOVs, are going to require different daily budgets. And I'm going to explain you the formula that I'm using to calculate budgets when I'm launching ads. So let's say that you're in the market where your desired CPA is going to be something like $50. Well, every time you launch an ad, campaign is going to try to exit the learning phase. In order for the campaign to exit learning phase, is going to need 7 sales a day. And if you do the simple math where you are having your CPA at 50 and you need 7 conversions, your ideal budget for this campaign is going to be $350. What's going to happen if you put budget on only 200 a day? Well, you are never going to be able to hit these 7 conversions that are needed. And in reality, Meta is going to think that you're doing pretty bad and it's not going to continue to optimize and continue to exit the learning phase. What's happening if you put much more budget than is necessary? Let's say that you put 1K a day. Well, you are giving Meta too much space to breathe. So your CPA is not going to be 50, it's most likely going to be something like 80. So I'm recommending you definitely to try to use this math that I explained you here so you can actually exit the learning phase but not give Meta too much of breathing room. Okay, let's go with number 4. A lot of times I'm seeing that people are focusing on ads, on creatives, on copies, and everything like that, where in reality their offer is a problem. Their economics are just not allowing them to be profitable. So let's say that we are running the same ad to same audience with the same budget, and with the offer A, and the offer A is actually 20% off, just a simple offer, and we are gonna have our CPA to be something like $30, okay? But these $30 are gonna deliver us 1.4 ROAS. Where on another side, we are gonna have buy two, get the third free with free shipping and some offer. I'm not saying this is a good offer, I'm just saying it's more complicated offer that's boosting AOV more. And instead of selling one product, we are actually going to be selling two of them plus third for free. And our CPA might even grow a bit, like to be something like 40, but our ROAS is going to be like 2.5 here. Why? Because AOV is higher. So we can afford, if you are selling product that's, let's say that our AOV is going to be something like 100 here, where here our AOV is going to be 40, there's a big difference. Play with your offers, try to find ideal offer that's going to work for your audience and that's going to help you with your economics. Just a tip, in 2026, when I'm recording this video, you should never ever try to sell something that's like $20 AOV. It's just simply not going to work because of cost of advertising. I'm speaking about United States market when I'm saying this. Maybe in some smaller markets, it would work. And to continue on that point, let's speak about number 5, which is that higher AOV is going to change everything. This year, in 2026, most of my successful clients were having AOV over $150. Why is this changing so much? Let's take this client, for example. $45 AOV, and after the optimizations, he was having $70 AOV. His margin grew from 40% to 50%. And gross per order grew to $22, where maximum CPA grew only for $1. You can afford to pay more for a customer if you're having high AOV. People are usually trying to lower their CPA aggressively and dreaming about 2017 when you could run ads and have $2 CPA. This is not the game anymore. The game is now to have your CPA at 30, but to sell customer product that's costing $100 or more. Another mistake that I'm seeing so much people do, you are overcomplicating stuff, man. I'm seeing accounts with 7 different campaigns and 28 different ad sets, and then ROAS is 0.6, where some of my students and myself, I'm running 3 ad sets until I hit like 10K a day, right? You're just gonna beat against yourself. You're gonna make things complicated. You're gonna have same creatives running in multiple places. So you're not gonna be able to get proper data. For running multiple campaigns, multiple ad sets, you're gonna need much more budgets that usually people are not putting, and they're running with same $200 a day and expecting that on 3 campaigns they're somehow gonna get better results. Again, come back to the slide where I was speaking about budgeting, where you're gonna see why this is actually destroying people. Number 7, horizontal scaling. It's a abracadabra of media buying. Everybody's speaking about it. ABO or CBO. It's not even important, man. But people are trying to scale too horizontally. They are duplicating their ad sets because they are working, and then they're expecting that all 8 duplicates are gonna be working the same. Where in reality, again, you're just bidding against yourself. I am personally scaling everything first vertically. So I'm doing the same ad set, I'm scaling it with whatever strategy it's working, and that's kind of it. On that point, there is something that I need to mention. So let's say that horizontal scaling is like building blocks on the side to each other. So you're going to be testing, let's say, 3 different creatives. But when you start scaling vertically, let's say that the middle creative is working, you are going to start putting blocks on blocks, more money added to the equation. You know what's gonna happen eventually if you just continue building this up? It's gonna fall down. Where if you are scaling horizontally, you are just building a support for this to stay more stable. So vertical scale is just supported by horizontal scale. You should never try scaling horizontally and not focus on vertical. If this building block is working, scale it up. If this one is not working, just leave it to be a support. That's it. Another one that's making me sad. This is still happening with some of my clients. We are having excellent performance, 2.4 ROAS and 1.2 break even, and we are scaling successfully, and then client randomly decides to change the copy for some reason, and then we drop back to 1.6 ROAS. Client is going crazy about media buying, ads are not working. We change it back to the proper copy, and then he just randomly touches my campaign, and then we have 1.2 ROAS because he's adding more ads or trying to do something, or he's pausing the weak one, touching the campaign for no reason. Man, if it works, if it's not broken, don't fix it. These ads are working. Your copy is working, your headline is working, you're doing good money. Scale it vertically, add more creatives. That's it. There's no need for you to change. And if you are changing, then don't change it aggressively. Change it properly. Do an A/B test, see what's working better, then implement it. Another advice, when you are doing A/B test, you should not make a decision under 10,000 sessions. You cannot run 900 sessions and decide, oh my God, this offer is working much better. That's just too little bit of data. So another one that I'm seeing a lot of dropshippers are doing is that they're trying to replicate their success from before. In my career, I had lot of winning ads, and they made me millions of dollars. Some ads made me 2.7 million, some ads made me 2 million, some ads made me 1.2 million. But I never tried to take this ad that was working for me and then run it again and again and again, because I would just make less money. And again, these are, when I'm saying they made me millions of dollars, they made my clients millions of dollars, not to me personally. I'm not running any brands for now. I'm just running ads for other people's businesses. You should produce and test, scale it, and once it starts dying, replace it. Don't get lazy. So if you're having one ad, you again shouldn't change it aggressively to fuck it up, but you should definitely test different formats and try to find your next winner. I'm actually going to give you an example of this right now. I used to have a client last year that I onboarded in July last year and immediately started testing a product for him. And in July last year, on this specific campaign, we did spend 68,000 euros, where this ad set 2 was completely destroying it for us. But we had another ad sets that were supporting him. Like I explained to you before, we had that horizontal part. Even that part wasn't spending well. We continued throwing creatives inside. Month after, we did spend 223,000 euros, where this ad set 2 was still dominating, taking almost all of the ad spend. So from 223,000, we spent 200,000 on just this ad set. But still, we continued throwing things inside here and looking for new thing. September, we did spend 150,000 euros on this campaign. I'm reminding you, this is just one campaign. We did have other campaigns for other products, but this was one of them. We can see slowly how ad spend started shifting into ad set number 5 and ad set number 1, but still ad set number 2 was spending. So in total, it spent like 300K. It was good, but slowly ad set is shifting to another place. And month after, in October, this ad set number 2 slowly started to die out. We spent only 11,000 here, where ad set number 5 spent 130,000 euros. You see, we were testing creatives for multiple months to even get to the point where this creative started spending, and in reality, they made us so much money. But this process of us continuously scaling and not just letting ad set number 2 make us money forever paid off. Let's speak about another big mistake that I'm seeing people do. If you're having business that's doing, let's say, 50K a month, but you're having a lot of chargebacks and you're having bad team and you're not having enough of customer support, and you make me scale your business, these problems are not gonna disappear with more money. These problems are gonna get massive. And I can show you an example of a store that we scaled too aggressively, and the store wasn't optimized in the backend, and it crashed so quickly we couldn't even do anything about it. This is the store that I wanted to show you. So we started this business. I started with partner of mine on June 20. We started a little bit unprofitable, but from June 20, it took us like 3 weeks to July 12, we did $28,000 in a day. So you can imagine how good was this business actually. The issue was that we didn't have good customer support, we didn't have good backend, we didn't source our products good. This is drop shipping store, and we had to pause the store to fix it a little bit, but we fixed it a little bit and our revenue started dropping to like 4K. To go from 27 to 4 in like 7 days doesn't feel good, so we put the ads back on, did 15K next day, and then store crashed. As you can see, payouts are paused. We have like $50,000 blocked here. Amazing business. We did $250,000 in like a month from starting it. Like, just, it was amazing, but we didn't fix our mistakes and the scale exposed them. And just to continue on my point here. First, fix it. Guys, so much of people are thinking that more money, more revenue is gonna solve their problems. No, in reality, the reason why you are not making more money is because your business is not ready for it. I learned this hard way on so many different occasions, and I even showed you one of them. Okay, and now the last point, point 11, I want to actually explain you what happened with this store. So even the store was working perfectly. We did $1.9 million in 1 year in revenue, which is pretty cool, but revenue doesn't represent good business. So how this happened? Ad spend 900K. Pretty good ROAS consistently. We did, in some moments we did 3 ROAS, in some moments we did 2. Cost of goods 700,000. Then 50K on influencers, 50K on extra shipment and fulfilling. We had $100,000 of refund and chargebacks. We spent $100,000 on payroll, on different people that were working for us in a course of 1 year. And on software, the guy spent like 50K all over with all of this AI bullshit and stuff. And after that, merchant fees, like 50K or something. And in reality, this business was negative 100K. It would be so much better if we just did like 100K that year in revenue and we kept like 30K. Don't just make money to put a screenshot on Instagram. That's not the point. Let me finish the video here. This is my first video for YouTube, and I'm planning to post a lot of value here. If you like this style of videos, I would appreciate a subscribe, and see you in the next video.